After roughly 8 years since the Korean web novel called Solo Leveling first hit the internet, we're now getting the anime adaptation everyone's been waiting for. Now whether that is for the better or worse, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Because when the first episode of Solo Leveling dropped, everyone pretty much thought that it was an alright episode and nothing special about it. But some people found it pretty disappointing, mainly because of the hype surrounding the manhwa as a whole. Well, with the second episode now released, everyone, and I mean everyone, is jumping on the bandwagon, calling it one of the greatest starts to an anime, and not to mention that it's been trending like crazy on Twitter too. So let's take this opportunity and see what really happened behind the scenes and what made the second episode appeal so much to everyone, contrary to how the first episode was received. But before we get into this video, make sure you click the subscribe button, as that would help the channel a lot, as I'm trying to hit that 1K milestone as soon as possible. Now let's get back into the video. Heading into its premiere, Solo Leveling had some of the most die-hard fan bases I've ever seen. Like, these people are so dedicated to this adaptation, it's almost like they're directly contributing to it as well. Well, unfortunately, the first episode kind of fell flat, as it did not really show what makes Solo Leveling, well, Solo Leveling. Now, while I do think it's partly because of the incredible hype behind it, I also think it's because of its massive cliffhanger at the end of the episode that made you wonder if something is missing. Usually, with the first episode of a series, you explore the world and its characters, and by the end of it, you have sort of like a twist that attracts you to the story itself. Take stuff like Chainsaw Man, for example, or even Jujutsu Kaisen with Sukuna's monumental awakening. Now, while it kind of did explore the characters and the setting a bit, it didn't have that main story hook that everyone was waiting for. Or not yet, should I say, because with the second episode, everything changed. Solo Leveling officially turned up with episode 2 so much that it gained almost double the amount of traction than its premiere. And of course, as you probably know, in this episode we got Jin Woo finally getting his shine, his power up, and let me tell you, his stocks are booming right now. Even in that scene where he's up on the altar, I don't even remember the whole sequence being so bloody in the manhwa. Now, besides that, we finally got the stone statue's iconic smile adapted, and I do appreciate how they kept it as close to the manhwa's art as possible, as in the manhwa when I first saw it, it genuinely gave you that terrifying feeling, and I think it was conveyed perfectly in the anime. Now, this episode was pretty cool, but I can't help but think how this anime would have benefited a lot more from an hour-long premiere. Just imagine seeing all 3 episodes back to back. It's like 3 different acts that somehow encompass what Solo Leveling is. I personally think that it would have been much more effective, and it would have made people talk about the series a lot more. One other reason why I think it should have received this sort of special treatment with its grand opening is the adaptation itself. And what I mean is that it adapts a manhwa and not a manga, so automatically the chapters and pages are quite different in content and layout. The chapters are naturally longer, especially the first one, and I feel like the content should be paced quite differently from how a manga adaptation would be handled, for example. So at the end of the day, I do think that the best thing A1 Pictures could have done is to just release the first 3 episodes all together in an hour-long format, but I guess it's fine. People who binge it after the show stops airing will not have any problem, so I guess it's just a part of us that are bothered by this. Now, one more thing was revealed in this episode. Well, I guess it's just 2 more things, and that's the opening and the ending songs, and I honestly believe they're one of the best I've seen in recent memory. I especially like the ending. It's quite the interesting approach that kind of creates the mystery surrounding Jin Woo and the whole system of leveling up. And for the opening, it's great to see Sawano contribute to not only the main soundtrack, which is amazing by the way, but also to the opening as well. Now, from the trailers, there seems to be some promising content coming up, and I can't wait to see how they adapt all of it, because so far I think it looks a bit better than most of what we got in the trailers. Also, there are some rumors going around that this season will be split in multiple cores, so I think what they mean by this is that they're going to air 12 episodes, and then I guess they plan on taking a small break before releasing another 12 shortly after. But keep in mind that there's nothing 100% confirmed right now. It might just be those 12 episodes and that's it for the year, but I do hope that's not the case though. Now, this was it for today's video. Make sure you leave a like if you enjoyed it. I personally read the manhwa many years ago, but I don't really remember much from it, mainly because I just stopped reading it around the 100th chapter. Not that it was bad or anything, I just wasn't a big fan of the whole presentation of the manhwa medium itself. But even still, I'm thinking of maybe doing a follow-up video in the future if you guys want to see how the anime progresses and just talk about how the things are handled in the episodes to come. Of course, there will be spoiler free, but I'll only do it if you guys want to as well. So let me know in the comments below what you think of this idea. See you guys next time. Peace.